Welcome to sportsbookraeview.com. I'm Flash, and I hope you've all had a great weekend. KBO and NPB, that's Japanese and South Korean baseball. We've got Jason Radowitz with us, who's absolutely been schooling it. Every single ticket, you go and cash it. We love it. Remember, you're our your second guest on this show, and you're in the chat because we are live. Now, if you like this video, then please subscribe, press the button and ring the bell. You ring the bell, then that means we notify you for any of the content. And remember, it's MLB come this Thursday with Donnie and Jason, so make sure that you are subscribed and you are ready to rock and roll. There's also, if you press the link in the description, that will take you over to Jay's articles, and there's always something a little bit extra in them articles. Jay, how was your weekend? And the Hanwha Eagles lost again.
Yeah, it was a great weekend. The entire week we profited every single week on the official plays. So a $100 better would have made over $1,200 on my official plays throughout the entire week. So, of course, it was a great week for KBO, the NPB. Even my CPBL picks on Twitter would have cashed if I had made them official picks. So, crazy week. We're starting to figure out these leagues, which it's sad that we're losing this show, but I'm going to continue to work on these leagues in the future.
Yeah, I think you might have hexed us, though. I don't like the fact that you've give yourself a pat on the back for last week, because in my experience of over 30 years in this game, as soon as we start celebrating, something goes pear-shaped. And then you look at the cards we're going to go. We've got 3 new series. In the KBO, we've got good teams against good teams. We've got bad teams against bad teams. This is... If we do well in these 3 cards, honestly, there's a medal going on our chests. There'll be a little one on mine and a big one on yours. So let's crack straight on then, Jay. We're going KBO. Remember, get involved in the chat. Give us your leans, give us your tips. And if you've got a banker, then throw it out there as well. We're going to go first 5. We're going to go team totals. We're going to go money line. We're going to go handicaps. We're going to find maybe first 3. We're going to find winners. First of all, KBO. Game 1 of 3. It's the Twins and the Wiz, and it's the first flip of a coin.
Yeah, this one's a pretty fun game. 2 pitchers that have been pretty good recently. Tyler Wilson, he's had 3 quality starts in his last 3, but in those starts he's went 6 innings, allowed 3 runs. So just on the cusp of those quality starts. And then Bae-Jae Sung on the mound for the KT Wiz. He's also had 3 quality starts, but he's also been on the cusp of a couple quality starts as well. So Bae-Jae Sung, he's been solid, been one of the better pitchers locally for the KBO, but then Tyler Wilson, on the other hand, got a 4.35 ERA and a 4.48 FIP, and then Jae Sung has a 5.09 FIP. This one's really tough. For me, I think the LG Twins on the road at minus 139 would be the play, but yeah, I'm leaning in this one under 10 as well. But yeah, I think there's other games that there's more value in, so staying away from that game. I think there's 2 good pitchers on the mound, so if I had to say anything, I'd look under 10. But again, both of these teams have been hitting the ball really well as well. So yeah, I'm out.
Interesting, fun. They're the words we normally use. But I'm fancying that this one is really tough. Will be coming out of your mouth more than a few times. Let's go with the Heroes versus the Bears. The Bears, obviously, they're my boys. They're no good at home. The Heroes, well, they're not too clever on the road. So which way do we go? Is it a coin flip again?
Yeah, definitely a coin flip, but I think I see value in the first 5 innings. I'm going under 4.5 in the first 5 in this matchup. Of course, everyone in the chat's gonna agree with me. We have Eric Jokic on the mound versus Raul Alcantara.
What do you mean everyone in the chat's going to agree with you? What, you've been having a chat behind the scenes to gang up on my Bears?
No, I just know everyone's going to agree with me in this chat because of how smart they are in the chat.
Right. That's it. You get them back on side. But it still don't deflect away from the fact that you boys are like edging towards the Heroes against my Bears. There's a conspiracy going on here. Get yourselves in the chat and let's have a little listen.
Money line.
So what you got for us, Jay?
I'm not picking a money line.
Come on.
So we're gonna go under 4.5 in the first 5, but we have Eric Jokic on the mound for Klwoom, who of course he's 9-2 with a 1.62 ERA and a 3.2 FIP. Going up against Raul Alcantara, he's 9-1 as well, or 9 wins and 1 loss, 3.13 ERA and a 3.48 FIP. So combined, both these pitchers had 18 wins and 2 losses. It's a pitcher's duel. We already know that. We know both these pitchers have been incredible as of late. They're playing in Jazz Mill Baseball Stadium, which is a pitcher's ballpark, probably the biggest pitcher's ballpark in the KBO. So I like this game to go under 4.5 in the first five. I think these pitchers have both been incredible as of late. The Doosan Bears offense has not been nearly as good at home. The Klwoom offense hasn't nearly been as good on the road. So, yeah, we're going to go strictly with under 4.5 in the first five in this one. The pitchers have been incredible. And I actually thought it would be around 3.5. It wasn't. It was at 4.5. So I was pretty excited about that.
Okay, well, let's hope the Bears are 4-0 up at the end of the fifth. We love that. If you've got any thoughts on this, obviously, listen, I am impartial and I want you to win, whether it's you, Jay, or you in the chat. So if you've gone for the heroes, then I'm hoping that the heroes win. Okay. Tigers and the Eagles. Here's your first major official money line play. Get on the Tigers against the Eagles.
Yeah, I'm 100% on the Tigers, but it's not even a money line. It's the minus 1.5 at minus 130 because at the beginning it was like around minus 180. Now it's jumped to like minus 230, minus 240. Right. So I wouldn't recommend that at all. Just go straight with the Kia Tigers at minus 1.5 with Drew Gagnon on the mound. Drew Gagnon, 3.88 ERA and a 3.08 FIP going up against Kim Bum-Soo of Hanwha Eagles, 3.66 ERA and a 5.31 FIP. But don't forget that he was pitching in relief for 16 games. He's now started 5 games, but he was in relief for 16 games. Both are strikeout pitchers. I wouldn't say Bum-Soo's been bad. I'm just going to say Gagnon's been a lot better. The thing with Gagnon, it's been a little bit tricky with him recently. He hasn't been going deep in games, and he's also allowed more runs than you'd expect. But again, look at his FIP, it's a 3.08. Going up at the Hanwha Eagles offense, I think Gagnon will be just fine against the Hanwha Eagles. So I like the Kia Tigers at minus 1.5, minus 130, and also the under 9 would be a lean. But the play is definitely Kia Tigers minus 1.5, minus 130.
So are we looking at the Tigers team total being around 4.5?
Yeah, I think it is around 4.5. It might be at 5.5 now, which is like at minus 105. So, yeah, I mean, if you see 4.5, sure, take it. I don't want to discredit Kim Bum-Soo and how he's performed recently. He's looked pretty good. I don't expect him to go deep in this game as well. So, yeah, the Kia Tigers can definitely score a lot of their runs towards the later half of the game and get over on the team total. So I agree with it 100%, but I wouldn't say look for it early in the game. Probably look for it more towards later in the game. And that's why I'm also not looking at Kia Tigers for the full game, not just first 5.
Okay, well, Mr. Mississippi thinks he's a funny man. I think he's a sick man. He says, I'm going with Klwoom, a minus 1.5 against the Bears. But Dan comes up with a graving. Kia doesn't hit on the road, and Hanwha don't hit anywhere. So maybe we are pushing towards the unders, but the Tigers at minus 1.5 seems the safest way to go because when Eagles are playing, it's the other team, minus 1.5. Now, the Lions and the Dinos. Now, obviously, Dinos sit top. They've been the strongest team so far. But their consistency has been a bit dodged in the last couple of weeks against the Lions, who we've said from day one, you go against them, they win. You go with them, they lose.
Yeah, the Samsung Lions have been so weird throughout the entire season. They've been really good on the road, for compared to all the other teams on the road. So who would have thought the Samsung Lions would be this good, especially, when they didn't have, Lively at the beginning of the season. And they really it just seemed like they were overperforming. Now it looks like they're performing to like their ability. They look like they're what they are, which is pretty interesting. But I still like the NC Dinos here with Choi Sung-young on the mound. Sung-young has a 4.93 ERA and a 6.89 FIP going up against Bayak Jung Hyun of Samsung with a 4.86 ERA and a 5.32 FIP. Yeah, this one is so tough for me because, look, Choi Sung-young has been brutal for the Dinos, but the Dinos being at home, how do you go up against the Dinos at home in this matchup? So, yeah, I like the Dinos here on this one against the Samsung Lions for sure. I'd even look at over in this game as well with Choi Sung-young on the mound. I think Samsung Lions can score some runs, but I don't know how. I don't know about the Dino side, so I'd even look at the Dinos over on their team total.
And what about the game total? Is it going to be 9.5?
Yeah, I think that. Let me check right now. Yeah, I think it is. The KT. It's at 10 right now. No, the Dinos. Yeah, it's also at 10. Yeah, So the over-under is actually 10 right now. It's a high number, but with two pitchers that have a high FIP and haven't performed the best throughout the entire season or consistently, I would look at the over for sure. And then I forgot to mention the Dinos are also minus 165, which is a really good price for the Dinos at home. We're used to seeing them at minus 200 or above. Because they have Choi Sung-young on the mound, they're just minus 165. So I think it's pretty good value for the Dinos at home, getting at minus 165.
Yeah, and both the bullpens, they're Mickey Mouse anyway. I mean, they're going to come, and you could see plenty runs late on in this game. And let's go to the last game in the KBO, and that's the Giants versus the Wyverns. Now, a month ago, the Lotte Giants, I think, would have gone to SK and absolutely, but they've won at a canter. But now, all of a sudden, it's another coin flip.
Yeah. However, I did some digging into this game, and I found something really amazing.
Ooh.
So I'm on the SK Wyverns at minus 107, but Ricardo Pinto, he's got a 4.48 ERA and a 4.79 FIP. We talked about how Pinto has been really, really inconsistent throughout the entire season. But if you look at his home starts, and this game, again, is a home start for Pinto. Pinto has allowed just 11 earned runs in 7 starts at home. 6 of those starts have been quality starts in those 7 starts. So Pinto has been phenomenal at home. He's already faced the Lotte Giants against Adrian Sampson. Adrian Sampson, a 6.5 ERA and a 4.62 FIP. Both of these guys performed against each other on June 27th. SK won this game 7-4 with the game going over. But now Sampson, he's been awful home and away. It doesn't matter where he's pitched. But Pinto, now he's coming home against the Lotte Giants, where the last game was on the road. They both didn't perform well, but Pinto has been so good at home for the SK Wyverns that I'm all over the SK Wyverns at minus 107. And for me, that's a banker play. I'm all over the SK Wyverns. And I don't think I've ever would have said this 2 weeks ago, 3 weeks ago, but the Wyverns offense has been a lot better recently, and Pinto has done a really great job at home throughout the entire season. I love this matchup for Pinto and the SK Wyverns at minus 107 as slight underdogs. And that's my banker, which is pretty impressive.
Well, yeah, I mean, it's pretty impressive, but you said amazing, banker play, something special. So, yeah, give me your rundown of your official plays in the KBO, please, Jay.
So we're going under 4.5 in the first 5, minus 120 for the Klwoom Heroes and Doosan Bears game. We'll look at the Kia Tigers at minus 1.5 at minus 130. We're also at the SK Wyverns at minus 107.
Okay, then let's go with a new set of games. And remember, they play 6 in the NPB Pacific Division. And it's game 1 of 6. And it should be, I'm going to go for 5-1 or 6-0. It's the Eagles versus the Buffaloes. And I'm sure the Eagles are going to be minus. And you've never seen that number before.
Well, right now, it's Eagles. It's minus 182. And I would lean towards the Eagles at minus 182. Just when we talked about the Dinos, even though they have the worst pitcher on the mound, they're still at home, and you get them under minus 200, which is something that you normally don't get to see very often. So the Orix Buffaloes, they're going to go with Andrew Albers on the mound. Albers has a 3.48 ERA in 4 games started this season. He was good in 2018. We talked about this before. Bad in 2019, and he's been inconsistent in 2020. But he's had a good outing, a couple bad outings, so I don't know what to expect out of Albers. But we do know that there's potential there when he's pitching. Ryota Ishibashi on the mound for the Rakuten Eagles has a 7.2 ERA. So in 20 innings pitched, he's allowed 23 hits, 16 runs, 18 strikeouts, and 7 walks. So Ishibashi hasn't been great throughout the entire season, but I do think the Eagles do have, they do have, some room there, being minus 182. And at home, I think that's exciting because I think most of the time we'll see them at minus 200 since they are 12-5 at home this season.
What's the Buffalo team total? Is it going to be like 3.5 or something skinny?
Let's see. The Buffalo team total is over 3.5 at minus 105.
I mean, that's got to be tempting to go under. I mean, they've had more duck eggs than Daffy. So anyway, listen, let's kick on. Hawks and Fighters. Oh, I don't know about this one neither, to be honest. It's a tough card, Jay.
Yeah, it's a tough one, but when you look at the pitching matchup, it doesn't get tough anymore. I'm on the SoftBank Hawks at minus 1.5 at minus 105. What I might end up doing is just doing a parlay with the SoftBank Hawks. on the money line and add with another team instead of doing the minus 1.5. I haven't decided just yet, or I might just double dip into this game because I'm very confident in this one as well. Kodai Senga on the mound for the SoftBank Hawks has the 4.09 ERA in 2 games started this season. 11 innings pitched, 8 hits, 5 runs, 12 strikeouts, and 7 walks with a 1.36 WHIP. Well, Senga, he's 57 and 29 with a 2.79 ERA throughout his entire career. And he's coming off a really good start his last time out, going up against Toshihiro Segura of the Nippon Fighters. He's also been pretty solid this season, a 3.14 ERA in 3 games started, 14.1 innings, allowed 16 hits, 7 walks, 15 strikeouts, and 5 earned runs. That's my problem with Segura. Has a 1.61 WHIP, allowed 7 walks and 16 hits in 14.1 innings. That's a ton of base runners to just have a 3.14 ERA. So I expect SoftBank Hawks to come out there and hit and score runs. The SoftBank Hawks have been really good against pretty poor pitching this season. They're projected as one of the better teams in the Pacific this season. They're backed by a pitcher with a 57 and 29 record with a 2.79 ERA and the better hitting as well. So I like SoftBank minus 1.5. I think they'll be able to score some runs off of Segura. Don't get fooled by a 3.14 ERA. He has a 1.61 WHIP, like I said. So don't get fooled by it. SoftBank Hawks all the way.
And what about the team total for the Hawks then? Because I thought you was talking yourself into double dipping.
Yeah, so you can do this with SoftBank Hawks. It's 4.5 at minus 108, and I definitely agree with going over 4.5 in this matchup.
Okay, minus 108 again. So listen, you're getting plenty value if you've got them on the right side. Now the Lions and the Marines.
Yeah, this game, I wanted to make an official play on it, but I just couldn't. I couldn't. My finger wouldn't hit the button. But either way, Tatsuya Imai of the Cebu Lions. He has a 6.14 ERA in 22 innings. He's allowed 19 walks in 22 innings. 19 walks in 22 innings with a 1.86 WHIP in 4 games started. So he's been so bad throughout the entire season. Going up against Manabu Mima, a 3.65 ERA. He's also allowed 29 hits in 24.2 innings, also 7 walks. So if I had to lean on this, it would be clearly be over. I'd even look at the team total for the Lotte Marines, which is also at 4.5. I took the Marines over their team total on their last game in Sunday. It didn't go as planned for me, so that's why I'm staying away from it this time around so that you guys can cash it when you guys make your bets. So, yeah, we'll look at over the team totals, over 9.5. And also, I look at the Marines at plus 105 in this matchup. I think there's a lot of value there as underdogs.
Wow, we are totally on the opposite. Listen, I'm glad you get paid the big money for making decisions because I wrote unders and I thought this could be like a 2-1 or 3-2. So listen, what do I know? Official plays in the Pacific, please, Jay.
Yeah, so we're going to go with the SoftBank Hawks at minus 1.5. But what I might do instead is put in a parlay with another game in the Central Division as a parlay. So I haven't decided yet. I might put 2 units on that parlay, or I might just go 1-1, or I might go all 3, test my luck, because I am pretty confident in all 3 in both these 2 games.
Yeah, you sound it. I reckon you've had like a bucket of confidence for Sunday lunch. Okay, Central Division game 1 of 3. We're going to go Tigers and the Fish. Is anyone in the chat going to be interested in the Fish this week?
I'm not interested in this game at all. I'll be the first one to admit it. Hanshin, they've been really good at home throughout the entire season. They're back at home against Hiroshima Carp. Takumi Akiyama on the mound for Hanshin, 4.41 ERA and 16.1 innings pitched. Then you have Aaron Curry for the Hiroshima Carp, 4.24 ERA, 17 innings, 15 hits, 16 strikeouts. Again, this matchup is so close. That's why I'm not going to take it. I think both these pitchers are pretty evenly matched. I would say Hanshin's a better team and better offensively, especially at home. So I would lean towards Hanshin at minus 121. I'd even look at the under for this matchup between both of these pitchers who have been pretty good throughout the entire season. So yeah, I would look at the under for this game. But again, this one, it's crazy. The pitching matchup is so good. It's so hard to really figure out who might be better. So I'm staying away from this game.
Okay, minus 121 on the Tigers. I think it's an absolute shoo-in. I mean, we see some bad value like minus 180, minus 200. Hanshin Tigers, as you said, they've got quite a good offense. They're quite a good side. And they're playing the fish. Hanshin Tigers. I'm going to have a bit. I'm no leaning for me. I'm going with the Tigers. Now the Baystars and the Swallows, Jay.
Yeah, I feel like now the Baystars are turning into my Hiroshima Carp, because now the Baystars, whenever I take them, they end up losing. But I'm not worried. I'm going to keep going after the Baystars because I love this matchup for the Baystars. We got Michael Peoples on the mound for the Baystars, and then Yuri Hara for the Swallows. Yuri Hara is coming from the minors, so this will be his first game of the season in the NPB. Hara is 14 and 33 in 4 games in 4 seasons this season. So he had 33 losses in like a little bit of 3 or 4 seasons in the NPB. 33 losses, which is just brutal. 4.18 ERA going up against Michael Peoples of the Baystars. Peoples, he pitched in one minors game just recently because he was struggling in the NPB. This is the guy that played most of his career in the minor leagues in America. This was his first season in a foreign league for a full season. So it took him some time to get comfortable in Japan, and I can't really blame him. He looked really good in his minor league in his last start, so they brought him back up to perform in this one. He had a 4.91 ERA in the 2 games that he started for the Baystars. Then he went down to the minors, went 5 innings, allowed no runs in that minor league start, looked a lot better in that one as well. So he allowed one run, but no earned runs in that start in the minors. So, yeah, I think Peoples gets back on track in this game for the Baystars. Like the Baystars at home, minus 134. I think that's pretty good value for an import pitcher going up against Yuri Hara, a minor league pitcher that's pitched 81 games in NPB and had 33 losses in those 4 seasons. So I'm all over the Baystars. I'd even look at over 8.5 or over the 4.5 for the Baystars in their team total, but I'll stick to the Baystars minus 134 money line as my official play.
There's plenty of anarchy in the chat. We've got Talisman Gas going Baystars, and then you've got Ty Lee going, I was thinking going with the Swallows too. So, I mean, listen, they are 50-50. Jay, obviously you're having your picks, you've got your bankers, you've got your leans and that, but on the whole, this is a cautious card, isn't it?
Yeah, I think the NPB is always cautious at this point because when we think we know things, we don't in the NPB. Yeah. It's a little bit different than the other leagues. So, yeah, I wouldn't say, I think there's still value there. I think I've done a good job finding the value for everyone and knowing, what could be the best plays. But, reality is in the NPB, the home teams have been really, really good. The road teams, not so much. So when in doubt, the home team is usually the way to go. So yeah, okay. Especially now the NPB, they're allowing fans back in the stadiums already. So the home field advantage really matters more than maybe the KBO or even the MLB when that begins. So yeah, it's always a tough card. It's the NPB, for example. But at the end of the day, I think there's some value, especially with the a couple of games that I have official plays on.
Okay, I look forward to tomorrow's show and see if we've trod carefully or if we've just wiped it. Mondays we like sweep. I mean, they're going to give you sweep as a middle name soon enough. Then we've got the Dragons and the Giants that conclude the Central Division in the NPB, Jay.
Yeah, no, I said the home teams have been really profitable and doing really well. But the Yomiuri Giants, they're 8-2 on the road this season. They're coming off, a road sweep against the Hiroshima Carp in their last road series over the last week. So, yeah, I like the Yomiuri Giants here at minus 1.5, at minus 134. Now, this is the other game I was going to parlay with the South Bank Hawks if I end up doing that. So right now, we got the Yomiuri Giants at minus 1.5, at minus 134. And also, I'd even look at the over for the team total for the Giants. We have Tomoyuki Sugano on the mound. Sugano, he's 90 and 47 throughout his entire career in the NPB. 90 and 47. He looked incredible this season, 3-0 in 4 starts. Has a 2.36 ERA, 28 strikeouts, just 6 walks, and a .9 WHIP, which leads the league for qualified starters. And then Takayumi Yamamoto on the mound for the Dragons has a 6.62 ERA, allowing 7.64 runs per 9 innings, allowed 20 hits, 11 walks in 17.2 innings with a 1.75 whip. This is a huge mismatch. Pitching matchup, huge mismatch for the hitting, huge mismatch in all. So I love the Yomiuri Giants at minus 1.5, minus 134 as an official play. Again, I might take both of the money lines and make it a parlay as well and double dip. But I think I'm going to go ahead with the minus 1.5 for the Hawks and the Giants as well.
Okay, so what's the Giants on the money line?
It's got to be around minus 250 at this point.
Okay, so we are going minus 1.5. So, okay, so when you said like minus 1.5, I thought that was the money line, but no. Yeah, listen, I like the Giants and the Tigers in the Central Division. I think we're safe to say that the Giants are the best side in the Central Division as we stand. But I think the Tigers, they're improving. And I mean, you've been a Hanshin Tiger fan from day dot, and now they're starting to turn. Yeah. You're like maybe getting a bit cautious and you're not believing it. Okay, give me your official plays in the Central Division, please, Jay.
Well, first off, just want to say Hanshin, they were really bad to start the season. But if you look at their roster, it's really an impressive roster that's finally coming together at home. So that's why they've been performing a lot better now. And that's why I've trusted them more throughout the season. But anyway, we're going with the Baystars at minus 134. We're also going with the Yomiuri Giants at minus 1.5 and also minus 134 as the two official plays in the Central Division.
Excellent. Now, if you like this video, then please subscribe, press the button and ring the bell. If you ring the bell, then that means we can notify you and you'll never miss any content again. If you press the link in the description just below here, then that will take you over to Jay's articles and you can have a good read. And there's other sports from other writers over there as well. Now, let me just keep reminding you, first of all, we've got 75 watching, but only 45% of you have put the thumbs up because we've only got 35 thumbs up. See if we can get that above 50. And then obviously, as we go on the day, the thumbs up means a lot to Jay. He doesn't sleep well if he hasn't got them 200 thumbs up. Now also on Thursday, MLB is back and Donnie will be sitting in my seat. He will be the host and Jay will then switch codes. There'll be no more KBO, NPB, although Jay will probably be writing about them, I guess, at some stages. So 1:30 Eastern Time, Thursday, Friday, and I think it's going to be every single day. It's the MLB with Donnie and Jason. So Jay, good luck tonight. Come on, the Bears. And all you in the chat, let's hope we get off to a good start. You take care.